Hi guys, how are you? I know it's been a while. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm sitting outside. I am coming up to my 2-year post-op gastric RNY. Things are going well, better now. I was having some issues with my iron, and I had to get iron infusions. Like, that's probably just going to be a regular thing for me. Lately, I have been struggling with cravings. They just have come out of nowhere. It was actually after I got my iron infusions. I know low iron can cause loss of appetite, and so I really wasn't eating. I was probably under eating when my iron was low. It was like really, really low. And then once I got the infusions, it seemed like this appetite of mine just came out of nowhere. And I'm freaking out a bit, but I need to get back to basics. I wasn't keeping up with my multivitamins. I know that when you don't keep up with taking in that nutrients, you start craving things because your body's like, give me my nutrients. And then for me, I think I've been stressed. So stress and not getting my nutrients is a horrible combination, because then I emotionally eat, and then I want to eat bad stuff, because it's a mix of the emotional eating plus just being malnourished. So, I'm 2 years into this thing. I want all of you to know that, and I'm sure you all get it by now. The surgery is a tool. I mean, people like get this said all the time, but really it is a tool, because you can really go right back to your old habits. Like, sometimes I'm like, what happened? Do I have a hole in my stomach or something? Like, how am I eating this much? It's mental eating, Yeah, I'm sure full and don't need any more. But my brain, that dopamine, that's what it is, guys. With any addiction, it is a chemical disturbance in your brain when you're going through that addiction. When I work out, I don't have the cravings, because then I have something else to help me release those endorphins and those hormones, or the feel-good chemicals. When I stop exercising, it's a domino effect. I stop exercising, stop eating healthy, then the tolerance to stress, there's really no, it gets really low. Then the depression, then the emotional eating, then the panic about the weight gain. It's like, you still can get caught up in all that, even after the surgery. Don't ever let anybody tell you it's an easy way out, because you still have to deal with it. You still have to have control. You still have to take accountability. You still have to have good habits, because that one bad habit will spark a bunch of bad ones. You have to keep yourself in check at all times. The surgery doesn't change that. I hope you guys can hear me. It's super windy out. So I was almost up to 300 pounds. I think I was like 280 when I started the process. 260 at surgery date. My lowest weight was 148 a few months ago. And now I think I'm up to like 158, 10 pounds. In the past, like, that actually happened. I gained that weight right after I finished, like, between like my first iron infusion to the last one. Up until now is when I gained the 10 pounds. Weird. I've also been out of work for a couple months because of my depression. Because my iron was so low, I thought I was having a really bad fibromyalgia flare-up, and I couldn't think. I couldn't concentrate, and I'm just like, I was about to lose my job, and I was just like, no, I need to go on a medical leave before I lose my job. Let me go ahead and take care of myself. So I was going between the neurologist, my rheumatologist, and my bariatric surgeon. And my bariatric surgeon was the one, he's just like, yeah, you can't think because you don't have blood and oxygen going to any of your organs right now. So yeah, let's hurry up and get you. Everything was low. My vitamin D was low. My B12 was low. My iron severely low. So that's another thing. Like, I think a lot of it, when you start getting those cravings, this is to my followers and people that follow me after you've had your surgery, and to those that haven't had it yet, stay on top of getting your nutrients. If you find yourself slipping, reevaluate and say, okay, am I getting enough nutrients in? I can't stress that enough. As soon as I stop taking my vitamins, I go through this. Every time. You think I would learn by now. But I was going in between vitamins. Like, still haven't really found a multivitamin that I've really liked until it's too late, and I'm like, oh, it was helping because I wasn't having these cravings. I had more energy. So I just went to Target and bought what are they called? They're like gummies. Smart something with the little owl in them. Woman's Complete. You have to take like 6 of them, and I probably have to take like 8 just because to get the right dosages. But, you know, taking even the 6 a day was helping. You know, what else? The calcium. You gotta make sure you keep up with that. Your vitamin D. Because, you know, vitamin D can cause the depression, you know, the deficiency. And I would rather not take the gummies because of the sugar, but it seems like the gummies I can break down and, like, absorb the nutrients versus the capsules, because sometimes, from evidence, I'm not going to go into TMI, but I don't think they break down and absorb into my system. I think they just kind of pass right through. And I had ordered these multivitamin packs of like 10 vitamins, really expensive. And it's like 10 of them you have to take at a time. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to absorb all this. Speaking of, guys, okay, so since I have been struggling with the cravings, some sudden weight gain, like way too fast, like scary fast. You know, a lot of it could be water, because here's another place that messed up. I was drinking a lot of diuretic teas, caffeine. When I was at work and I was struggling to stay awake and focus, I started taking like caffeine supplements. You know, as soon as I stopped that, like this all, I did everything at once too. And so as soon as I stopped those, got my iron, boom, all the way. So it was probably a mix of all the fluid I was depriving myself of constant dehydration, and all that. But anyway, so it's October, right? It's fall. Since I was in my early 20s, the fall and the new year were always a time for me to do like a detox cleanse. Like, it was just like, we all have our season in our lives. We all have certain times in our lives where we're just nudged to do certain things. And always, like clockwork, it's like the fall and January is like, I'm like, okay, let's get serious. Let's get this going. So I did order a D-Herbs cleanse. I haven't started it yet. Since I was supposed to start it September 1st. The thing is, like, the kit is like $150. So I'm like, I'm not about to start this and mess up. I need to be in my zone. Like, I really need to be fully into this, because I don't want to start one day and be like, oh, I messed up. I ate the wrong thing. So, and like I said, that dopamine. I'm in a bad place right now because it's like it's emotional eating again. I'm stressed out. I'm barely getting out of the house. I'm with my daughters 24/7. My one daughter's doing virtual school. I'm about to start work up again. I've been pretty low on money. Oh, you know what happened too? Like, I had money when I started my leave, and then I started shopping. Like, I started buying a lot of stuff, and that was like the dopamine, my replacement, my addiction for that time. And then as soon as that stopped, it was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? And then the overeating started, because like whenever I think about doing my cleanse or whatnot, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's gonna make me happy now? Like, what's gonna give me that feel good feeling? I just have to chalk it up, suck it up, get myself in a good headspace, and just do what I know I need to do. Otherwise, I'm gonna be where I was before I had surgery. And we don't want to be. We don't want to go back there. That's not even an option. It's not an option. So what I need to do, I need to start the detox. It's the D-Herbs full body. And I also got the weight release, because I was going to do the weight release first, maybe just do that. But then I went back and read, and they said you should do the full body first. If you think you need to lose any more weight, then go ahead and do the weight release. So I do have both of them. Gonna see how they go, even though now, like, so they say do the full body first and then do the weight release, but I'm like, I think I need the weight release to control these cravings, because I can't even get myself to the point to do the full body, because they don't really have like the weight and like supplements to control your hormones and cravings and all that in the full body. It's really windy out. Yeah, so I want to say that. But anyway, I know it's been a while. It's probably been like a year. I did come in a couple months ago to say hi, but my video got video bombed by my 2-year-old. And it's just been crazy, guys. But to those of you that have been checking, and to my new subscribers, I thank you. I really want to come up, with some more content. I've been going through a spiritual change, whole transformation. And really, you know, honestly, what I'm going through right now is shadow work. I mean, this is shadow work. This is probably happening because everything that I've had buried down inside, all of the trends in my life that I've been going through, all the lessons that I've needed to learn, it's like all coming up to the surface. It's like, okay, you're gonna do the right thing this time, right? You learned your lesson, right? Like, you know what to do. And I feel like that's what, you know, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me invested. That's why I'm like, okay, don't sweat it. Just do what you know you need to do now. Because when you decide to transform mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, I mean, it's not easy peasy. This is stuff you have to deal with, because anytime you're dealing with like obesity, depression, any emotional disorders, you gotta like get down to the root and then dig it up and pull it out. Yeah, the weight may be gone, but did you conquer all those pent up issues that got you there in the first place? Because the thing about the surgery, it happened so fast that it's just falling off. You don't, I mean, yeah, you have the pre-op stuff that doesn't even touch the surface, you know. And really, I think for the real work starts when you lose all the weight. I mean, because you're like, okay, now I don't have the weight to be focused on all the time. I don't have that distraction. So you look down deep and you're like, wow, this is really what I need to be working on. It wasn't about looking a certain way. It wasn't about fitting into a pair of jeans. It was like, do I love myself? Do I have anger issues? Do I know my value, my worth? Traumatic experiences that we face throughout our lives start coming up, maybe that we haven't dealt with, and we pent down, and we coped with it by eating with food, and coped with it by eating a bunch of food, emotional eating, and that was suppressing it. Now you're in a better space, so now it's coming up. You're purging it all, and you lose the weight so fast. It's like the weight's gone, and all this emotional stuff starts coming up. And then that's a whole thing in itself. And so that 2 years out, that's where I am. It actually started, really got into the spiritual, transformational journey right around, well, before 2020 hit, like December. Well, before that, but like really doing the work. Beginning of the year. Definitely. So this video has almost been about 20 minutes long, guys. Let me see if I can get a full shot here. Can't really zoom in and zoom out, but really can't see me. I'll try to get that uploaded, fixed, or whatever I have to do to show you guys how I really look now. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, but thank you for tuning in. More videos to come. I really hope I don't have to redo this and that the wind did not destroy this video. Comment, like, subscribe. Alright, guys, you have a good night.